What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a wild style tutorial. So I like to use two pencils taped together. It gives you the right sort of thickness to outline and develop your letter to make it look better. We're going to start with an S today. So you really just use the double pencil. Start by just drawing, imagining how you want the letter to kind of look. You want it to flow, twin lines, and then you can come through and add little bits where you think they're going to come through. This bit up here will come probably more up like this. Do this bit up here going off somehow. Might do this bit to come straight through and end up over here. So that'll come through and style up there somewhere. This bit will come down and we'll do something with that after. This bit probably needs to just stop somewhere here so it doesn't get too off track. And then you want to get your eraser, just lightly erase those lines so you don't get too confused when you're drawing it out. And then you want to come through with a pencil, and then you really just want to follow these twin lines. You can use the boxes to accentuate the letter style that you want. Don't worry too much about getting it fully stylized while you're just doing this outline. So you just want to get the rough sort of outline of where it's going to go, making sure that you're kind of keeping the same thickness on all the lettering. That will come through down here. This bit's going to overlap, so I'll leave that blank for now. That bit will come down and stop there. This bit will come through. This bit will come up there like this, following through around that way. That bit will stop down there as well. And this piece will poke up here a little bit while we bring this bit through and up and around somehow. I'll just do it roughly for now. Wild style is all about creating your own unique style. So you want to roughly just get everything sorted and styled where you think you want it to go. And then we can come back after, add little bits and make this kick down like this with a little kicker on the end of that like there. This bit will come through and we'll stop this like there, I reckon. It needs to be a bit thinner, I think. I will figure out what to do with that in a second. I'll even kick that up here like this or something. I don't know, we'll work that out. And then really once you've got this sort of baseline, you want to come through, erase all your lines a little bit again. Get rid of all the crappy lines that are going to confuse you of where you've been to where you're going. And then you want to come through and really just add all the details that you want. Make this a little bit closer. You want to try and avoid blank spots really, so you don't want many spots that are going to have. I might bring a little bit through here like this, and then we'll break that out here, and that can come up to maybe an arrow, a little arrow or something. Something like that. wild style is something you need to work on. You got to understand the basics of how the letter's going to work, how the letter's going to flow. So even this bit here, this bit's going to come around here like this, so we might add, you want that to follow up here, do a little, just a little extension bit to make that follow like that. I'll figure out what to do with this bit in a second as well. You've got to just try and leave points to link to other letters. So if you had like a T coming over here, you could link that up to the T. This would link to an E or something like that. And then you just really got to work on figuring out what your letters are doing. Even this bit, we can bring this, kick that up. That can go like that. And then what we can do, we can add like, I shouldn't have done that straight, get rid of that, and we'll add like little broken pieces. Didn't do that very good. You've got to also figure out which way your little add-ons are going to go. So I have that bit bigger coming down to something like that. So it's just like a little add-on bit that is kind of broken. And then we'll come through, finish this section off, make sure you're always following the same line so that comes through. It lines up. You can do here to make that not look so boring. Break off a little sharp sort of section like that maybe. Kick that down and that can come around like that. So that flows through like that and it breaks it up, makes it not a fully straight line. Doesn't look the best, but we'll fix that up. But wild style is a unique thing. You need to make your own. You got to make your own style. Don't be copying anybody else. And this bit does look pretty good like this, so we'll finish this off over here. But then again, this would link to another letter if you had another letter over here. You can do a little add-on extension as well to make that not look so boring over here. And if it's your final letter, if you're finishing with an S, you can just add another little stubby sort of arrow over here. So that would be the ending over there, and then you can come through, finish that off, kick that up, make that come through here. That will come down here like this. This bit will kick that up like that. Finish that off over here so it comes around. Something like that. Eraser is always handy. Keep that next to you where you can quickly grab it while you've still got the flow of what you were just doing. I don't really like that. Doesn't look good, doesn't flow with what's happening. I might just kick it like that maybe. I don't know, something like that. We'll figure that out in a second. This one can come and do like a broken sort of line. Maybe we'll link that up like that somehow. Something like that. But again, this would be the start letter. You'd have to start your S to do something this big over this side. So really, that's a bit too big, I think. I'm going to just try and make it flow with what you're doing. Even if you made this bit come straight like that, and make it a bit thinner. And you can accentuate that down the bottom. Looks a little bit better. It's a bit too straight for the style, I think, though. This bit, I still don't really like this bit down here. What we might do is just kick it somewhere else. Maybe like that. Link those two like that. Somehow. Again, this is all just in practice. We're just having a trial here. This is really a style that I haven't done before, this kind of S. This is all new to me, so bear with me while we're working out the kinks of this S. My usual S, I just go freehand. I don't even have to really sketch up this anymore. So this bit, maybe we'll just finish that off like that. You don't want to do too much. Too much is going to be just too much. This bit might just bring down and do a little straight breaker. Something like that. That's when your 3D effect something like that will really set in, because you do the 3D coming off like this. That would come through. We'll do a tutorial on 3D as well, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow along. 3D would look something like that down there, whereas this would come through something like that as well. You've always got to make sure your 3Ds just going the same way, unless you're trying to bring the letters to look like they're popping out in the middle. Then you've got to do this one that way, and then that one will come this way, and then you've got to figure out which way you're going to be doing your shadings and everything. Add some little bits to flat spots like that, so you've got a little extra addition that is going to be visible when you're looking at it. Something like that. This is looking a bit weird. I don't really like how this is going. I might change that and make it a bit sharper. I might actually change the whole flow of this, bring it down. And then kick it up like this. So it's got a different sort of path. Making sure that this line is the same straightness and length as the other one. So it's coming through like that a little bit. You'd even kick another one if you wanted to. Just do a big one and then another little one like this. Something like that to give it a bit more movement and style. That looks a bit better. Now I've gone from round to straight, you see, so if you don't want too many rounds and straights to be in the same piece, because round and straight really doesn't flow, doesn't look the best. So if you've got your straights looking good, you want to come back through and really straighten up everything you've made kind of circle. Some straights are fine, like if the S is bending around here, that's fine. You could straighten it up by adding another little piece down here like that. Get rid of that thicker line so you can see what's going on. And then that's the time where you'd have to come down here and fix this, so you've still got a little bit of a gap. So you can start with one style. If you develop it to be a different style, then you've got to go through and fix the rest to make it all uniform, make it match. Because you want every letter to look similar to the last one. Bits like this, just leave a little gap as well. Straighten that up a bit. Straighten this up a bit extra. Something like that. If I do this again, I'd probably bring this up a bit higher. Have that coming through like that, and then this bit just poking out just a little bit, so it's not as, so there's not this blank space that's here. This bit would come through, and then that could go up here like this and come through. A bit like that. But now I've done it dark. If I try and erase those lines, it is going to be visible, but we'll give it a shot, shall we? See how we go. That's why if you're sketching, make sure you're using a light pencil, like a 2B. 2B or not 2B. And bring that here. Might do, it's not so straight, maybe just bring it up. Follow the same sort of flow as that one over here. And bring this down just a little bit. Kick that there like that. I didn't get rid of these lines. So this is going to come through over here now. And that'll kick straight back up to there. That looks a bit weird now. Maybe what I should have done is made this a bit, I'll just make this a little bit thinner over here, coming through like this. Break it up like that. So that looks a bit better. Come through, just drop it a bit lower, I think, and then we'll kick it up a bit sharper. And that bit can come down just a little tiny bit. That bit will come in, up, and just down a little bit like that. Something like that, and then you can add your little broken bits down here. Don't be afraid to add bits here and there, because that's all wild style is. It's just adding, I call them doodads, little doodads just here and there to give the letter some style, some extra flow. And then we're not going to outline it today, but you know, then when you come through with your 3D, you have your 3D coming down. These little bits will also be included in the 3D, so you have to make sure that you leave some space for them to sit. We'll do a full tutorial on 3D as well when I've got some more time to sit down. I'll have a letter ready to go, and I'll teach you how to do proper 3D. Because 3D, it's hard. 3D is hard. Unless you get used to it, and then it makes it easy. So that would just be like this. This bit would drop down, that bit would kick across. That bit like that bit like that. Doesn't look the best, this 3D, because I'm not doing it as amazing as it should be. It's always good to use a ruler for 3D as well. You choose a point, so this point would be over here. And then you always want your lettering 3D to head towards that point. So that point, so you choose a side. Because if you have your lines not going the right way and you do an extra bit like that, so you want your 3D to really all line up. Going the same way. Something like that. But tune in for the next video. I will go further in depth about 3D. If there's any letters that you're struggling with, you want help with how to stylize, you can always drop us a comment. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.